Listen, you guys. If you, as a person, supports Black Lives Matter, the statement, or even the movement, if you're white, you hate black people. And if you're black, you hate yourself. And if you're a Christian, or even if you're not a Christian, you hate Jesus. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's break down something real quick. First and foremost, Black Lives Matter do not support the nuclear family, okay? The nuclear family is man, woman, children, okay? And this is the way God ordained it, okay? So because they do not support the nuclear family off GP, they don't support black men. Black Lives Matter hates black men. And I'm not surprised. It was founded by 3 women, 2 were lesbians, and I think 1 was a feminist, okay? So strike 1. They do not support the black man. They do not support a nuclear family with the black man being the leader of the family. So though the organization is called Black Lives Matter, they don't support black men. That's strike 1. We know for a fact that the biggest issue we're dealing with right now in the black community is the lack of fathers. Fatherlessness is one of the biggest problems, okay? So follow me. Number 2. Black Lives Matter supports Planned Parenthood, and they support choice, okay? Abortion is the number 1 killer of African American or black American people. It's the number 1 killer of black people as a whole, okay? 28 million already and counting, average to about 675,000 babies a year, okay? On top of that, BLM supports the LGBTQ agenda. Let me explain something to you. 2 women cannot reproduce and properly raise a baby. 2 men cannot reproduce and properly raise a baby. God gave a man a stick and he gave a woman a hoe. When you put the 2 together, a baby comes out of it, okay? It's kind of like a lock and key. You know, if the key goes in and it don't unlock it, then that ain't the right key. In the same way, a man has a key and a woman got the lock. And when they connect, a baby comes forth. Anything less than that is abnormal. I don't care what nobody has to say about it. It's abnormal, okay? This is reality. On top of that, follow me. Black Lives Matter, okay, pushes to defund the police, right? Why do they push that? Because they believe, okay, black men are being unjustly killed by white cops. So a lot of black people assume, oh man, we just getting killed by police all the time. They killing us, they killing us, they killing us. But y'all liars. I'm going to tell you why y'all liars. Because y'all know for a fact that when y'all go in your own neighborhoods, we killing ourselves. We killing ourselves. Okay? Last year, 9 black men, and check my numbers, they might be a little off, but around 9 black men were killed due to white cops, and justly killed because of white cops. 9, okay? Now, I just told you how many babies get killed a year due to abortion, black babies, 675,000. You see the difference? 675,000. That's a lot. And last year, hundreds, not just 9, 10, or 20, hundreds of black people died due to black on black crime. But a Black Lives Matter activist will be like, oh no, we don't want to talk about that. That has nothing to do with it. No, yeah, you're right. You're right, you don't want to talk about it, and it has nothing to do with it. Because let me tell you what Black Lives Matter agenda really is. Let's peep game for a second. Pay attention. Right now, because they push to defund the police and get rid of the police. In New York, there's only 33,000 police that cover the whole 5 boroughs. 33,000. All right? But right now, 35 police are signing up to retire, early retirement, a day. So by next year, only 20,000 police will be in New York because, again, they defunded the police. Therefore, the police are no longer hiring. Now, New York has about, 8 million to 10 million people? 30,000 people can't even properly police 8 to 10 million people. So how the hell is 20,000 cops going to police 8 to 10 million people? How does that work? So now, since there's not enough cops policing a lot of these rough neighborhoods who really needed police officers, don't got a lot of police officers. A detective just called me earlier today, and he wasn't even upset. I wasn't under investigation. He called me, and he just said, Bevelyn, black detective. He says, Bevelyn, I just want to understand why you painted that mural. For my own personal understanding. And I told him anything I say is on record. I mean, when I say what I say, anything I tell you is intentional. I want you to use it. But, he was like, it's not on record. It's just between me and you. I want to understand why you did it. And I broke down everything I just told you guys. And he said, you know what? You're right. 62 people got shot this weekend, and 12 black men died. 12 this weekend in New York. You ain't gonna hear about those numbers. Black Lives Matter is not gonna riot for 12 black men dying in a weekend, but yet only 9 black men died last year due to white cops. So if you really want to be honest, a lot of people calling me a coon. A lot of people say that I hate myself and you hate being black and you getting paid for what you do, and you just, first of all, y'all are trolls and you got too much time on your hands to be trolling me. Second of all, you hate yourself. How can you support an organization who is basically setting you up to fail? How can you support an organization who was blatantly screaming, we have white privilege, you don't. We want to fight so that you can be equally treated like we are, because they trying to put y'all back in change. You sound stupid. I wish somebody would come to my face and tell me, oh, because you black, your cards are dealt a little bit harder, so we got to fight for you because we so sorry that we got more privilege than you got. Listen, I work, grind hard, spend harder. That's what we grew up on. If you don't work hard enough, you ain't gonna have nothing to enjoy. You can't. If you don't work to make lobster and steak money, then you can't have lobster and steak. If you work to make it, then you can eat it. If your money say McDonald's, then guess what? You eating McDonald's. If your money saying caviar, then guess what? You eating caviar. And the only person stopping you from doing that is you. You the problem. You the issue. If for you to even dare point the finger at another race and say, oh, they're the problem, they're the reason why we oppress, you a loser. And by default, you've already announced them your master. You announced it. Oh, yeah, we oppress, we this, they don't understand. They sure trying to fight for the white man just trying to, and you so easily used, huh? I'm going to tell you right now, no white man or no black or no green or no orange person could ever use me, sweetie. I don't get used by nobody but God. Nobody but God. And a lot of Christians come up on here, oh, well, that's not the way we're supposed to fight. Oh, yeah, so we're going to fight like you fight and do nothing. Let me tell you something. 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust because Christians did absolutely nothing. They submitted and they bound. You had maybe one, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, and 2 other people that tried to help him that were working hard to help him assassinate Hitler. And it was a failure. They didn't do a good job. He died. He got hanged. But guess what? He stood, and it wasn't many. It wasn't many that was willing to stand with this man. So we're seeing it all over again. It's a lot of people with a lot of opinions. You on the sidelines watching. You got a lot to say from the sideline, but you ain't doing nothing. You ain't making no moves. Y'all sitting around watching y'all country burn to the ground. And if you can do it better than me, then how about you do it yourself? How about you get up yourself? How about you stand up yourself? I'll never see none of y'all at the abortion clinic. Go to a Black Lives Matter rally. Stand up, talk to the people. Go to the LGBTQ parade. Stand up, talk to the people. Go to Antifa. Stand up to them. Don't let them punk you, beat you up. Oh, no. You'll sit at home and get on your computer, and you got Twitter fingers for days. Twitter fingers for days. Yet our people are dying in the street. Chaz happened. How many people went to preach the gospel? Not as many that should have. It's so many Christians in the USA. We should have been down there preaching the gospel. It was open to us. Only a few went, and guess what happened? We went as the warning, and 2 young black boys died. You got a black father right on Fox, was on Fox crying his eyes out. Couldn't even keep his composure because his baby died. And yet you still screaming Black Lives Matter? Oh, well, we don't support the organization. We know the organization ain't for us. We just support the statement. You a lie from the pit of hell. Because at the end of the day, if you really supported the statement, why is it I only hear about the statement Black Lives Matter when the organization Black Lives Matter comes out of the closet every 4 years for elections? And if you really want to talk about Black Lives Matter, the statement Black Lives Matter ain't gonna cut it. All Black Lives Matter, all White Lives Matter, all Spanish Lives Matter, and all of the above other races. All, including the ones in the womb, including the ones getting shot in the hood, including the ones that the women that are being tossed to the side by their own men. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. But you'll go up somebody's head in a second. Y'all seen that video when we was in Brooklyn? That man was about to hit Ed May with a paint can. He was about to go upside her. He was about to throw that paint can at Ed May. Black man. But just because we covered up a painting. Sorry, y'all. Just because he covered up a painting, he hit that woman. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I ain't gonna do it. Whatever. Just because of that, right? So look. Yeah, they got so upset. Y'all so upset about the fact that we covered up a painting on the street. On the street. Y'all so upset about that. But that same money could have been used to clean up the neighborhoods. In New York, y'all apartments is roach infested in the projects. Roach infested. Pisses in the hallways. Projects is dirty. 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 But then the same black people get mad when white people come in and gentrify their neighborhoods. Gentrify your neighborhoods. Because y'all don't know how to take care of your own neighborhoods. So if y'all really wanted to feel special, how about he take that money that he used to paint the street and actually invest it in y'all as a people? You think he was going to do that? Hell no. Because it would have defeated the point. It ain't got nothing to do with helping black people. But it has everything to do with the political statement. Because he's using black people as a pawn. To make y'all think the world is just wrong. Y'all are just oppressed forever. And there's nothing you can do to get up. And so we need something new. We need a new system. We need a new way out. And you know what they're going to bring to the table? Socialism. Socialism will last maybe 5 years, if that, because people greedy. And after socialism happens, guess what? Communism happens. And if communism is in the USA, we in trouble. Who going to save us? Who going to come help the USA? We the greatest country in the world. Who can help us? Who's going to be the USA to USA? Nobody. Nobody. Okay? So with that being said, if you support Black Lives Matter, if you're black, you hate yourself. If you're white, you hate blacks. And if you're a Christian, even if you're not a Christian, you definitely hate God because it is an antichrist organization. They don't want nothing to do with Jesus. They told me that when I went to their rally. They said this isn't about Jesus. This is about being black. We don't want to talk about white Jesus. This is what they told me. Even though Jesus ain't white. This is their agenda. This is their narrative. So yeah, support them if you want to. Be a fool if you like. You on your own. I guess you hate your own people, and I guess you hate black people if you do. And I'm more than positive you hate Jesus if you do. And if you are a Christian who supports Black Lives Matter, I don't care whether it's a statement or whether it's the organization. You are a fraud. You're a fraud. You are a fraud if you support it. I don't care who you are. I'll tell you to your face when I see you. You are a, excuse me, you are a fraud if you support Black Lives Matter. And for those, again, who feel like we can do better, if you feel so strong about the fact that we can do better standing up for our police, you do it. Standing up for our people, you do it. Those paint cans that was dumb, that was for all the police officers that died on duty. That was all of the black men who died due to black men crime. That was for all of the babies murdered in the womb. That was for all of our ancestors who fought for our freedom. And I'm going to tell y'all something about me. I'm going to put y'all up. Let me explain something to y'all. My great-granddaddy fought in World War II. And my great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy fought in the Union. And my great-granddaddy, way back, about 7 more times, fought in the Revolution. Okay? I am an African American. My roots are American. My fathers fought for my freedom